Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's Sunday. It's been about a week since we were in the hives. We're at our main stand. Going to be going through, mostly focused on the honey supers, checking them. For a few of these hives, we may tip a brood box or so. But this time of year, we try to stay out of the brood chambers as much as possible, to just have the least amount of disruption for the bees. So some of these girls we know we don't need to check on swarm cells. Some of them it's probably a good practice to take the few minutes to at least tip the boxes and check the bottoms of the frames. But you know, as we get later on in the season, I'll be doing a little bit more close-up, you know, when we're actually inspecting frames and brood patterns and looking at eggs and larvae and so forth and so on. But this time of year, we try to leave the bees alone as much as possible. So any kind of brood box work this time of year, we try to really limit to just tipping and smoking the bottoms of the frames and checking for swarm cells. So we're going to take you along here and try to go through these girls quickly and efficiently, and hopefully we don't run into a situation like last week where we had two of our production hives loaded with swarm cells. So wish us luck. Stay tuned. All right, we're going to start with our hive number 7 here. They have 5 supers. The bottom super, that was an under super 2 weeks ago now. I suspect the newspaper combine that we did with our California Queen may have slowed them down a little bit. So hopefully that we'll see what that bottom super looks like. At this point, we only have three supers left for equipment, and that's it. I have another extra box, but I don't have enough foundation. So we're getting really low on equipment. So kind of hoping that we'll find some stuff that's capped out that we could pull and extract. All right, so tipping boxes, and there was a couple of swarm cells drawn and loaded. One was pretty well drawn down. Another day or two, it probably would have been close to being capped out. So we only have one more nuke box left. So we're gonna go on the queen hunt and try to find her, pull her out, and put them back together. So stay tuned. All right, friends, apologies up front for a another lame video, but much like last week, you know, like Mike Tyson famously said one time, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And I feel like the girls have been punching us in the face these last 2 weeks. So what's going on? Well, hive number 7, they're on the end. They are the ones that I did the newspaper combined with my California Queen. You know, I don't even know, 2 weeks ago now. We went in last Saturday, Sunday, saw eggs, everything looked good, put them back together, back to work. Pulled them apart, first hive off the bench, first hive off the get-go today, swarm cells. I don't know, today's June, I don't know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, somewhere around there, 5th, early June. Swarm cells. So, tore her apart, found her finally. Christina found her on the 2nd pass of one of the brood boxes. Pulled her out, put her in a 5-frame nuke, and then I turned the camera off at some point in all of that. For me, when you know, with beekeeping and needing to really, I feel like, concentrate and pay attention to what I'm doing and what we're doing, it's easier for me just to turn the camera off. The bees come first. You know, this is the YouTube, the video making is just a fun hobby, and we're trying to share what we can, but not at the expense of making potential mistakes, because I'm too focused on cameras and angles. So shut the camera off and did the rest of the bee work. So kind of a lame video, but I'll at least give you guys an update on what we ended up doing. All right, so we're looking at hive number 7, which I just went through kind of where they're at. Currently queenless, 5 supers, 4 of which are really heavy and full. The bottom one still has work that they can do, and they still have quite a bit of capping that they need to do. Hive 39, same situation. They are queen right. It's an overwintered queen. They have not been split. Did not see signs of swarm cells on this inspection. We tipped the boxes. They have 4 supers, 3 of which are pretty full, very heavy. Bottom one still has room for them to work. Hive number 6, that is an overwintered queen, has not been split. No swarm cells, 5 supers. Bottom super still has room. And that one was just like hive 39, hive 6. They each got supers last week. So they, dang, I wonder if I got that on film. So pause real quick. We have some Asian hornets, or no, not Asian hornets, European hornets, the ones that are about the size of your thumb. And they've been picking off my bees. I've seen it happen on 2 occasions, and just now, I'll have to, when I review the footage, maybe we caught it. One literally just flew in front of us with a bee in its mouth going up. It sucks. I hate them. I hit them. I kill them with a tennis racket anytime I have the opportunity. But as far as I know, there's not a whole lot you can do about them. Anyways, back to where we were at. So hive number 6, looking good. They still have room. We're gonna let them go. The purple hive here, they're doing okay. They've got 2 supers. The bottom super was given to them last week. They've definitely made some progress on it. Their top one's pretty heavy. But my hope for them is by the end of the season, we'll at least be able to get a full box out of the 2 boxes that are there. And then hive number 2, I'm a little worried about. Their brood situation has been really poor for a while now. They've been queen right, but we noticed supersedure cells last weekend, so we did not touch their brood chambers this weekend, and we probably won't for a little while. Their 2 boxes have bees in them. The 2 supers have bees in them. They're working. They have space. Hopefully we'll get at least a box worth out of the 2 that are on there. Just trying to be conservative. And then hive 13 on the end is a 2022 queen. I checked on her, no swarm cells. She's got room to build and expand in the top box. Brood pattern looks okay. I didn't go too deep into the brood chamber on her, other than just pulled a few frames in the top box and then checked the other boxes for swarm cells. So let's go ahead and take a walk over to the other bench. All right, so we're transitioned over here to the other bench. We did not do much over here this week. Couple of reasons. Yellow is the hive that we're almost certain is queenless. They have charged queen cells, so we had no reason to really go into their brood chambers today, the brood chamber. Hive number 3, the green hive, they are also queenless because they had thrown a ton of charged queen cells, swarm cells last week. We yanked the queen out. She's sitting in hive number 18. We just transferred her from her nuke into 8-frame equipment. She looks good, pattern looks good. She's laying eggs, larvae, saw her, put her in there. She's got a nice little group of bees, gave her a little bit of space because I actually need the nuke boxes more at this point. So she's in there. The little nuke on the end is the queen that we just pulled out of hive number 7. That's our California queen. She's back in a nuke box. So we'll let her chill out there for a week or so, take a look at her, and then, you know, within a couple weeks, hopefully move her up to an 8-framer and keep building her up that way. We did not go into any of these 3 tall hives. And the reason is 3 and 17 are queenless, and making queens, so leaving them be. And after having gone through all of those supers on the other stand and really getting a sense that the flow has really tapered off here, I did not feel the need to tear these girls apart. All 3 of these hives were given frames with foundation last week, and I'm confident that they have not drawn and packed those full at this point after seeing the level of productivity on the other bench. So we just said we're gonna leave them be. And that's kind of our philosophy, you know, at this time of year, is we really do try to let the bees do their thing and try not to tear into them too badly, especially down in the brood chambers. It seems like the deeper you go, the more frames you pull, the more upset they get, the more you set them back. And I prefer this time of year. It's hot. These boxes are getting very heavy, to just leave them be. So that's kind of how we do it. I'm not saying it's the way you should do it. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it. That's just how we do it here. We tend to try to just let the bees do their thing this time of year. Although that clearly can come back to bite you in the butt, because in the past 2 weeks, we have had to pull queens out of 3 hives. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to do that with Yellow because we couldn't find her, and by now she is somewhere. So yeah, kind of a lame video. I'm sorry about that, guys. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, the girls have quite a bit of capping left to do, and normally for our yard in Northern Virginia, in this area, we have never been able to really do much of a harvest pull until July. Early years of beekeeping, we were able to pull around July 4th most of our honey, and it seems like the last couple years it's gotten progressively later and later, to where we're having to wait until mid-July, late July, until those frames are capped out enough. I just don't have the infrastructure to pull partial frames, or frames that are, you know, 70 or 60 or only 50% capped, and dry them down. I just don't have the infrastructure to do that. I could do a very small scale, like if I have a box of stuff that I've condensed down and it needs dried out, I have the ability to do something at that scale, but that's it. So we really need the girls to finish this, to finish the capping, so that we are confident when we go to extract that everything is finished. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all of our followers out there. Free Range Art Farm, Houston, there's a couple others. I'm forgetting your names at the moment, but thank you everybody that follows along, that subscribes and leaves great comments. And I appreciate some of the comments this past week, some advice coming in. I love to hear people's different perspectives and on just how people do things differently. Because that's why I love YouTube. I watch a lot of different beekeepers, and I'm always learning and trying different things that I'm seeing and experimenting, and so it's great. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody's bees are well. I'm gonna cut it there. Take care, and we'll hopefully see you in another week or so. See ya.